Welcome to the online course of SAMWISE. After completing the CONOPS and the initial evaluation step, we proceed with the intrinsic ground risk class and the M1 TETHERED phase. After completing the CONOPS and the initial evaluation process, the next step will be the intrinsic ground risk class. The intrinsic ground risk class refers to the initial unmitigated risk that a person may be struck by a UAS. So we click on next to proceed. Then we are asked if we fly over a controlled area. In that case, we have to upload a few documents, a document showing the area of the operation, the buffer area, and the surroundings. And also, in case we're flying in a controlled area, we have to upload a supporting evidence showing the controlled area and how this area is controlled. So we just select in case we have the controlled area. In case we don't have the controlled area, we click on no, and then we select as always the operational area, the buffer area, and the surroundings. So for example, we can put operational area, we click update titles, and then okay. And we have to select the overflown area. In that case, we can enter if it's in a populated area, a sparsely populated area, or gatherings of people. So for example, we put populated area, and we click on next. So the intrinsic ground risk class evaluation will be displayed in this page. As we can see, the ground risk class in our sample is 5. So now we have different ways to operate. We can accept the ground risk class and proceed with the mitigations to reduce the intrinsic ground risk class. We can change the CONOPS. For example, clicking here, we can go back to change the CONOPS, or we just can go and change it by clicking on previous. So if we wish to lower the ground risk class with a ground risk mitigation, we just click on save and next step. For example, we click on save and next step. Now SAMWISE asks us to enter if we have the M1 mitigation available, if we have the M2 or the M3. So we proceed by clicking next. We start with the M1 mitigation, strategic mitigation from ground risk. So if the drone is tethered, we can click yes or we can click no. In the case that is tethered, we just click yes. And now we start introducing the robustness level to be compliant with the criterion for the mitigation number 1. So in this case, the first criterion for mitigation M1 is the technical design. So here on the right side, we have all the requirements to be compliant if we have a specific level of integrity and assurance. So, for example, we can click on medium, and then on medium for the assurance as well if the level is medium, if we respect those requirements. For example, in this case, if we select medium or high, we have to select a document to show that we are compliant with this criterion, with the requirements for this criterion. So we just select the documents, for example. So for example, we can put the flight manual. We can say C paragraph 3.4 for the technical design. This could be an example. We just click up the title and OK. And then we proceed by clicking on next. The second criterion will be procedures. So we have to select the level of robustness for the procedures for the M1 mitigation. So for example, if we put low and low, because we respect the criteria, the requirements for the low integrity and low assurance, we don't have to provide any supporting documents because no supporting documents are required for low integrity and assurance. So we just click on next. Thank you for your attention.
If you want more information on SAMWISE or if you want to carry out your SORA, go on www.online-sora.com.